If I were to be interviewed by somebody about my success, I think my answer would surprise them. The key to success in my life is consistency. I know that is a very boring word. Same thing day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. There's nothing jazzy about it, just I do it all the time. Consistency.
If you go to the gym and you work out and you come back and you look in the mirror, you will see nothing. And if you go to the gym the next day and you come back and you look in the mirror, you will see nothing. So clearly there's no results, can't be measured, it must not be effective. So we quit, right? Or if you fundamentally believe that this is the right course of action and you stick with it, you commit yourself to the regime, the exercise. You can screw it up. You can eat chocolate cake one day, you can skip a day or two. You know, it allows for that. But if you stick with it consistently, I'm not exactly sure what day, but I know you'll start getting into shape. I know it. It's not about intensity, it's about consistency.
Growth in life requires consistency. It's underrated. It's not celebrated. A lifestyle of consistency may not get Instagram popularity, but you best believe that consistency has an immense amount of power.
And how you need to prove is that you need to start very simple and you need to do it daily. Don't start on a grand scale. Don't make the mistake that people who start their garden for the first year make, and that is they plant way too many seeds and have way too big of a garden, and about a month later they curse what they've done. Just start small. The law of consistency says motivation gets you going, discipline keeps you growing.
It's the consistency. Going to the gym for 9 hours does not get you into shape. Working out every day for 20 minutes gets you into shape. But it's the daily practice of all the monotonous, little, boring things like brushing your teeth that matter the most.
Ask any professional, ask any CEO, ask anyone who has done anything with their life and with what God has given them, and they will say it wasn't just their gift, it was a lot of hard work, it was days where they wanted to quit and they kept pressing through. It's the power of consistency. It can shape your career. It can shape your marriage. It can bring you into financial success and a place of flourishing.
Because for one, look at the culture we're in. Our society celebrates overnight success and not the process that it took. We don't celebrate the fact that it took someone 20 years to become an overnight success, but we celebrate the moment of, wow, where did they come from? Look at that. They went viral. And now we build our whole lives on going viral. That's not how it works. Consistency. There was consistent effort. That you see, consistency, the fruit of consistency is not immediate.
When people are really successful, at least in some area of their life, they're not just lucky, but they're consistent. They're consistent over time. And I tell our team all the time that successful people do consistently what other people do occasionally.
It's not the moment you become consistent. It's like, after 7 days or 7 months, you may not see results. It's not immediate. And oftentimes we are pulling strength from results. And it's normal, right? When you have results, you find yourself motivated. When you see the results of your hard work, you're like, oh God, this was awesome. Let's keep going.
Humbly, that the life that you want, whatever it is, in your finances, in your friendships, in your ministry, with your children, with business, whatever it is, it's never the result of a few lucky decisions, but is always a result of countless, consistent, seemingly small decisions done over time. I always tell myself, it's the small things that no one sees that lead to the big results everyone wants. It's consistency and faithfulness in the small things over time.
When you're in the stage where no one sees the work you're doing, where it's almost like writing a script, we are excited about the movie when we watch it, but we don't understand what it took to actually put the script together. And so when we don't see results, we sometimes find ourselves losing courage. We find ourselves in this place of being discouraged. We've been plagued by this idea of overnight success. It's not real, family. It takes hard work, it takes effort, it takes consistency.
The problem, and you know this, at some level, you feel it, that when you do the small right things or don't do the small wrong things, a lot of times you don't see very fast results. You're trying, but you don't see a lot of immediate life change. So if you're like me or a lot of people, you tend to get frustrated, you get discouraged, and you often feel like quitting. Don't give up.
We have to get to the place that we are lovers of process and not moments. Because moments come and moments go. You have to be a lover of process and not just waiting for a moment. And that is why the scripture tells us in Galatians, it says, in due season you would reap if you do not lose heart, because the end of faith is manifestation. And so get consistent, family. It is the place of your power. It is the thing that will lead you to what you actually desire, but you need to you need to have accountability in your life.
And here is probably the most important thing we'll say all day, the big principle: if you don't like what you're reaping, change what you're sowing. If you don't like what you're reaping, change what you're sowing. It's not what we do occasionally that makes the difference. It's what we do consistently. If you don't like what you're reaping, change what you're sowing. But you will reap a harvest if you do not give up.
Much blessing comes to people who simply refuse to quit. Oh, those people see blessing that other people don't see. And this is what God is saying to us. He wants us to be consistent. He wants us to experience the benefits of consistency, the benefits of diligence. Let's get the godly routines in our lives, and then let's stick with them. I see so many people that quit, and I don't look down on them, but they allow discouragement to rule them instead of letting God rule them.
Many people, they face a day or a bad season or a setback, or they're not seeing things that they hope to see when they hope to see them, and so they give up. And you began to be you didn't remain steadfast, remain consistent. But there's not a lot of things that grow on the hilltop, but there is a lot of things that grow in the valleys. And in your life, you might be in a valley tonight, and I just want to encourage you to be consistent with your faith. Be a person that chooses in these moments to step back, pull back, and see the big picture.
There's a little thing that I like to say, just keep on keeping on. When you feel like you can't take one more step, just go ahead and take one more step, and then one more step after that. And I can promise you that no matter what kind of a problem you have, if you will make that decision, I am never going to give up.
To see that this is just one thing in a long journey, and when I stay steadfast over the long haul, I'm going to see God's goodness. I can trust Him to get me to my destiny at the right time. Getting back up from the critics, getting back up from gossip, getting back up from a setback, getting back up from a closed door, getting back up from striking out, getting back up from a whole lot of stuff. Get up. Believe in this next chapter of your life.